Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time you see this message and or where you see the post. Generally, it is believed that knowledge drives innovation, and innovation is the bedrock of development. And we live at a time where we have so many youth who are not interested about all that, and all we're concerned about is making money, money, money. And again, to crown it all, they said education is a scam. But then we still have some few young men who believe absolutely that knowledge is the foundation of the whole thing. Today, we are meeting our brother, Mr. Romanus Eshemohai. Of course, he is so much interested in system, wealth creation, innovation, knowledge. Now, we want to have an insight into what it actually means with all of these things at a critical time like this. Mr. Romanus, you are welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Mickey and Mickey Mouse Media. I appreciate having you this morning.
Now, you're constantly talking about knowledge, system, innovation. Can you give us a clear idea of what you mean talking about all of these things all the time?
Yes, persons have asked me why I have interest on knowledge. One thing we should know is that knowledge is the purest of wealth, and no system can change without knowledge. So that is why my interest on knowledge is the first and among all the interests I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is clear. Then, are you concerned about or are you perplexed about the fact that so many youths like me and you, they are not even interested in that? Even when they go through school, that is not the aim.
Yes, I have interest on that because nowadays we have people who engage in so many things, but that knowledge is lacking. Without knowledge, we cannot have policies that are working, and it takes policies to build structure and maintain system. Therefore, we need knowledge. We need to produce knowledge. We need to manage knowledge and distribute knowledge.
Okay, that is very good. What about when the ones we call the knowledgeable ones, in quote, are not making headways in terms of wealth, and the ones we call never do wells, they are the ones you see on the streets, you know, you see them everywhere. They are mass wealth. They are the owners of the big industries. In fact, they are the captains of industry, the drivers of the economy. Yet, these people will say they didn't go to school.
Yes, let us not have this mistake of trying to misunderstand knowledge management and knowledge distribution and material wealth. Yes, you can have material wealth like money, luxury cars, and expensive buildings, and throw money in the streets as we see today. But one thing that makes knowledge outstanding is that knowledge influences the system. Knowledge helps to bring innovation, creativity, and only knowledge can leave wealth that is transitional, that can outlive us, because material wealth are depreciating every day, but knowledge does not depreciate. Knowledge transforms itself and transforms others. So that is why we should know how to differentiate between knowledge and material wealth like money, cars, buildings, and the rest. So when you are saying that you see people today who are not knowledgeable in quote, as we see there, but they are the one going or having more industry than the rest, then the question is, what influence have we seen in the society? But we see people throwing money, buy luxury cars, we see money and other wealth in the system, but there are no influence. You know why? Because the level of knowledge production, knowledge management, and distribution is not there. And this is what I want us to engage in, that I'm out for.
Okay, thank you very much. Now you have written a book and you titled that book Progressive Wealth Creation and Management.
Yeah.
In the first place, what inspired you to write a book?
What inspired me to write this book is that in our present time, the desire for wealth among youth is alarming, and most of them don't have that understanding of what wealth is, and because of that, they misplace that the desire for wealth and what wealth actually is. And myself, as a person, young boy growing up, I have engaged in some businesses. First, I engaged in farming. I had an irrigation farming at Adegbete where I was farming watermelon, cucumber, and maize. It was a thriving farming, but something happened and I could not manage it. That business failed. And also, I went into telecommunication business. I registered a telecommunication page where I was printing recharge card and I was distributing recharge card voucher down for Auchi to Fuga and down to Anegbete. And I was having some persons I employed who were working with me to do this business, but that business could not succeed. Later, I went into restaurants. I managed restaurants and I had workers working with me in that restaurant at Tetoma. Still, that restaurant could not work. So I can say it that I am a product of failure. But each time I failed, I had an experience that turned my life and made the page, my life page, better. So these are things that inspire me to write on progressive wealth creation and management. This book you are seeing is my life experience about seeking for wealth and also the research I've done about wealth and what wealth is and how to achieve wealth and build progressive wealth, because wealth is not what you just have, but wealth needs to be progressive. And what that make wealth to be progressive, for Mickey and my audience, is knowledge. Without knowledge, wealth cannot be progressive. So we have to take knowledge first as the purest of wealth. Then with knowledge, we can have progressive wealth. Thank you.
Now you highlighted three businesses in which you entered and you live in on the business field. Now, can you tell us the one that has succeeded?
Yes, I had a business that paid me. That business was my restaurant business.
Is it still paying?
Yes, I locked up that business because that business profited me. Because in this book, we have three volumes in this book. First volume is transformational wealth. The second volume is partnership keys to expand wealth. The third volume here is big deals and profits. Yes, the second volume of this book was inspired by my restaurant business. That restaurant business was a business I engaged in. I had the true partnership, and the person I partnered with, who was the chef, who was managing the cooking,
okay,
was the one who was running the business. At the time I was doing this business, this my restaurant business, I was also having my own private work.
Okay.
I was working for two companies. I was working as manager in Keno Global Communication. I was also the sales rep of Xiaomi company, an international communication company. So I kept my job while I was running this restaurant. I invested in restaurants. I mean, of interest in that the person who was the chef of this my restaurant business is now my present wife. So wow. I partner with her to run the business. So wow. And my wife is a BS nurse.
Okay.
So then she just finished and waiting for our internship space.
Okay.
So I have to partner with her. Let us run this business. Okay. I will invest into it, and that business gave me massive return. But my wife could not keep the business because she has to go back to her profession as a nurse. She needs to go and practice, and now she's practicing in the hospital.
That is another thing to learn. If you didn't include this in this book,
yes, that's you blessed me.
Just your family doing business with your family alone is not.
It does not work.
It's not.
It does not work. Yeah, it does not work.
Okay, now you are packaging a program for December. Can you tell us a bit about that program?
Yes. After a thoughtful reflection, I had in mind, what will I do to build more values and impact in the society? Personally, now I have decided to follow on the line of engaging in discussions, generating ideas, building knowledge to impact in people's life and to make community visible and grow. So this is what I chose to do now as a person. So to do this, I sat down and reflect, what will I do? So with this book, I have decided to organize a conference, because for me, I believe that changes are not made in the street, changes are not made at home. In every corporation, changes are made in the boardroom. Hence, I have to organize and call everybody to come into one room where we shall discuss about wealth creation and management, starting from behavior redirection, personality development. We talk about collaboration and cooperation, and above all, how we can make our community visible and also grow. So that is why I'm organizing a conference on the 26th of December this year at Iwepo Event Center, Fuga, by 10 a.m. We hope that the conference will start.
Oh, that is mind blowing. You have a very massive vision, and but I have one or two more questions for you. Are you bothered that people don't read anymore? We keep talking about reading culture disappearing, reading culture leaving us. Are you bothered about that?
Yes, 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 very true. People don't read. And one thing is that if we abandon reading culture, knowledge will abandon us.
Okay, now what effort are you taking to also contribute to that? Awakening the reading culture that is fast leaving us.
Yes, what I'm doing, that I've started doing, that is why I put together what I experienced in my life as a youth, try to grow wealth and engage in businesses. I put it in writing now so that I can sow it as a seed into the community for others to read and also gain the same knowledge that I've had. And also, I'm planning to always to engage persons, to encourage them to keep the culture of reading. That's why I say now I engage it in discussion, generate ideas, distribute these ideas for others, both in writing and in words, for others to listen and read.
And you are ready to mentor some, new generation.
Yes,
the Jay-Z.
yes, I'm ready for that. That is why now on that day, that conference, we shall open a community known as Progressive Wealth Creation and Management. That community will engage in mentorship program. Mentorship program, actually the youth, having the youth in focus on how to engage in knowledge development, how to manage knowledge, and also how to distribute knowledge, and more how to collaborate and cooperate to manage resources.
That is quite interesting. That is quite interesting. Honestly, I tell you, there are so many people who are bothered with these issues that you are raising here. But then, how many people really have the thought or the solutions to all of this? We talk about these issues, but no one is rising to say, okay, let me, provide solution to it. But this is what you are doing here, and for some people who may really not understand, they will be fact checking you now. This guy that is talking, how much billions does he have? This guy that is talking, what car does he use? Because he's talking about wealth creation. Because that guy or that person who is thinking that way will think that before you have the license to talk about wealth creation, you ought to be either a billionaire or, you understand what I mean?
Yes.
But it is not so. If you cannot coach that Dangote, at least you can coach a youngster who is just coming up to know that education is not a scam, but there is a path that leads to progressive wealth creation. See you there, and as we invite whoever that is watching us now to find his or her way to the event center, I would like you to call your phone number in case they want to reach out to you privately. You have those kids in primary school, secondary school, and you just want someone for them to mentor them. You can call him. He can always engage them. Then his social media handle is free. I mean, it's always available to speak to any or everybody. Now, first and foremost, give them your social media handle.
Okay, my social media handle on Facebook is Romanus Eshemoka. You can meet me there. Then my WhatsApp number is 08061583831. Give me a call or a message. 08061583831.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We're happy having you here, and we hope that whenever we call you again, you'll be here.
Oh, thank you so much.
God
We
bless
look
you.
to meet on that day, 26th of December this year at Iyopo Event Center, Fuga. That conference is for all to inspire the vision and future of our present generation and the next to come after us. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
All right. God bless you.